Production studios are starting to stake their claim to a share of the multi-billion-euro global video game market. Now, there's already Kuluya Studios in Nigeria, Leti Games in Ghana, and Kola Studios in Uganda. Well, Cameroon hosts the first Central African gaming studio. After 10 years of work, KIRO'O Games is about to release its first labour of love. Let's take a look.
It's the story of the Prince of Zama, overthrown in a coup during his coronation. To help him regain his throne, the player must accompany the prince on a journey filled with initiation rituals. The concept, inspired by role-playing games relatively unknown in Africa, plans to jumpstart the universe of African fantasy games.
We use elements from our culture and highlight the beauty of Africa, the beauty of our landscapes, our values, habits, and behaviors. And we add a lot of fantasy to ensure that we set the tone of a video game, but so that you can also feel the difference, so you can say, this is new, we've never seen this is African.
In 2003, Olivier Madiba, a student at the time, set himself the challenge of designing video games that Africans could identify with.
I've dreamt about it for 10 years. Setting up a video games production studio in Cameroon is a crazy gamble.
Today, KIRO'O Games employs around 20 animators and programmers, the first generation of video game professionals in Cameroon. A pioneer in its field, the company was able to see the light of day thanks to equity crowdfunding, a finance model that's still rare on the continent, but allows people to donate money to projects of their choice through online digital platforms.
It's a model that can be used for all African information technology and communication projects. Because if one goes through the normal financing channels, there's not really, especially in Central Africa, there aren't that many venture capitalists. This model is about people from the diaspora or even people from abroad who want to participate in the new African success stories. We have this responsibility since we're the first to say if it succeeds, it will open the way for an entire industry on this continent.
It's an industry that often falls victim to piracy in Africa, but in the community of gamers in Yaoundé, the release of the first 100% Cameroonian game is eagerly awaited and promises to change habits.
As it's the very first one, if it's well done and it represents our culture, well, it will be used by everyone.
Just for the adventure, to search for what we can identify with in this game. We will find a way to buy the game.
The verdict will be out in early April when Aurion, the legacy of Aurion, will be available to the public for download.